Parisian, so it means a lot to me to work with such an important brand like the Inverness Courier. We focus on a number of things: holding power to account, giving a voice to those who don't have a voice, shining a spotlight on issues, and generally being champions for our area. Would Inverness be a better or worse place without a local newspaper or a local news publisher? Everyone says, no, we need a local news publisher. That's absolutely necessary for a well-engaged society and for Inverness as a city. And I suppose, like most publishers, we've struggled to find a way to make the most of the internet and certainly have a business plan that fits with the internet in our digital age. We saw a LinkedIn post from FT Strategies. It was a week-long digital immersion program, and we thought, well, the FT are a great brand, let's get involved with that. And that was 2 years ago, and we're still involved with the FT and Google. And I can honestly say that without seeing that LinkedIn post and engaging with the FT and the work we've done, our digital strategy would be miles away from where we are at the moment.
Being bold is necessary with trying to become more sustainable as a business. The biggest thing we learned was the low-cost experimentation culture and trying to embed that within the business.
So the FT and Google team really gave us the confidence to start experimenting. And some of these experiments have been really low investment and really quick to get off the ground. And they've opened our eyes to the art of the possible with that. The biggest and most important experiment we put in place was a paywall. So prior to 18 months ago, people could access our content absolutely free of charge online. We made a decision that if we're going to ask people to pay for content, we have to put some sort of gateway in the way. And we did that, and we were very nervous about the reaction we'd get. We had to establish proof of concept quite quickly. And I can remember sitting in my garden at 4 o'clock on a September afternoon, refreshing the app, waiting for the first digital subscriber, and within 25 minutes we had our first digital subscriber, and that was so encouraging. But that was only one. We've now got 3,000 digital subscribers, and to us that feels amazing. It's making a difference to our business now, but it'll make a huge difference to our business in the future as well if we can continue to acquire at the current rate. The other number that is important, and we see an opportunity, is email newsletter subscribers. In the space of 6 months, 25,000 people have signed up to receive an email newsletter from us. And we went into it really with a tiny experiment that was really cheap and quick to deliver. And we've now got a critical mass we can monetize, that we can build habit with in terms of reading our content. And it really looks like it's going to be a big part of our business. So the program's inspired us to find out more about our readers, and we've done it in a number of ways. We've run a series of focus groups over the last 18 months where we've taken people, 8 or 10 people at a time, round the table and just had a chat with them, and the most important thing is listened. So that's why we're here. We're here to get your feedback.
Just speaking to your audience and making decisions based on what your audience wants is something that has become really clear.
We ask them to, first of all, to rank what types of content are most important to them, so they're really interested in what's happening on their doorstep. The feedback we also get is the mix of topics is important to them as well, that they have a one-stop trusted brand that they can come to for everything from a review of what's going on at the local theatre to who's appearing in court this week and why. So we talk about trust, we talk about professionalism, we talk about uncovering stories that simply wouldn't be uncovered if it wasn't for professional journalists doing that. And people start to get that, and that's evidenced in the number of digital subscribers that we've acquired over the last 18 months. In our industry, especially printed news industry, over the last 15 to 20 years, it doesn't feel like many businesses have had a positive vision for the future, and this has given us a positive vision for the business. So trying to be innovative, trying to invest where we can, trying to be fleet of foot, experiment and create a culture that's fit for our time and fit for the future as well.